Hello, it's Rachel from Caramel&Cream. Today I'm going to show you one of my projects that I've done recently for my Slide Back Saturday. I've started doing every Saturday a project using something that's either retired or that's been around for a long time. So this one is using the Mix Bunch stamp set, which is this one here, which has these gorgeous floral patterns here, and it also came with a Mix Bunch punch. These are now retired, but it just gives you an idea of some things you can do, and you could do this idea obviously with any stamp set with flowers. And then I'm also going to use the double take stamp set for the wording. It's called double take because you can stamp twice and you can get sort of a shadowed image, I guess, but we're just using the one thanks this time on its own. This colour I used on this one was Pool Party. We'll move that to the side, and this time we're going to use Wisteria Wonder. Starting off with some Whisper White to make your card blank. This is 10 by 5 scored in half, so to give you a 5 by 5 card. I've just got underneath my grid paper, and it's actually a mouse mat which is kind of spongy. Just for when we're using the photopolymer, it gives you a better print image as you stamp. You can, in Stampin' Up, get a proper stamping pad for that, but I haven't got one as yet, so this is actually working quite well. So I've got my flower image mounted ready and my Wisteria Wonder. So we're just going to ink this up and randomly stamp all over the card blank. Just pressing quite firmly to get a nice crisp image. And it doesn't matter where you go with this, just to give a nice sort of cover everywhere. A little bit in the top there. Okay, and while we have this out ink, just going to move to the side, just on the scrap of Whisper White, just going to stamp another one, just ready to punch out later. Whoops, it's stuck. Okay, just move that to let it dry. Now we're going to use a piece of Whisper White, which I've cut down to, let me just find, it's 5 by 1 3/4 inches. And this is what we're going to use for our word panel. So again, taking our stamp, inking up, and then I've lined this up as best as I can along my grid paper, and then we're just going to try and get this fairly central, straight, don't want to get my head in shot, and just push down. And as you can see, I've stumped it over to the right a little, and that's so when we put our flower on, it doesn't cover the whole of the sentiment. I think that's all our inking done. So we'll just let that dry one moment. So we'll punch out our flower while we're waiting. And actually, what I should have done was angled this slightly this way, just because of the way the punch is. As you can see, when you go to put it in here, it doesn't quite fit. Then when you go to turn, obviously it doesn't quite work. So I'm just going to chop off the corner, just so we can get in properly with our punch. You just simply line that up so you've got an even sort of space all the way around. This one's a little bit more tricky of a pattern actually than the other ones in this set, just because this bit doesn't go as deep as it does on some of the other ones. So just look around the edges and make sure they're all sort of fairly central, and you should roughly have a good, she says, a good cut of where you're going. There we go. Okay, so let's glue this up onto our Wisteria Wonder background, just to give it a hint of colour there. The size of this piece is 5 by 2, and it's literally the same length, but it just gives the hint of the Wisteria Wonder either side. You can use snail for this, but I'm going to use Tombow, just because I like the fact that, whoops, it's coming out big, but this is a new one, so it is oozing out a little bit too quick. But I'm using Tombow just because it gives me that little bit of extra wiggle room. Let's just move that over a little bit. And then again, just pop it on so that you're fairly central top and bottom. Line up as best as you can. Okay, and then again, flipping over. Should let it off the Tombow. It's a good habit I've got into actually, that when I finish my Tombow I straight away put the lid back on, and it really does save it drying out. And this will just going to pop along the top or towards the top. And use your grid lines to help you line up, so you know roughly you're in the right place, and just press down. Now for this, because this is slightly too big, it won't fit on, or you could have it hanging over, but of course you've got to think when it goes in an envelope to somebody. So what I did, I was on my other one, I turned it this way, and we chop off the two petals this way. So I've just gone from, if you look, just halfway into this one and halfway into the same part on the other side. Just chop off those two corners and then just bring in a dimensional. Either end, and probably one just here, just to make sure that it doesn't flatten down anywhere. Peel those off. And then you're just lining your cut edge along the side here. And then lastly, just to give it a little bit of extra detail, I've just got the basic jewel pearls. I just find my, so I'm just reaching over for my craft knife. I found my craft knife is easy to get these off. They have like a sticky pad underneath them. So if you just slide your craft knife underneath and lift, then it should all come together for you, she says. There we go. It just means your pad doesn't want to stick down, that your pad is still on the bottom of your jewels. Sometimes if you try and lift them up with tweezers, the sticky pad remains on your, you know, on what they've come on. So just slide your knife under and you just make sure you get the whole thing together. And that's it. It's just a really quick, easy card. And I just think they look really nice. And if you want to make quite a few in different colours, you could have a nice little gift set for somebody. If you'd like to buy any of our current Stampin' Up! Products, you can do so. You can pop over to my blog there, and there's a Shop Now button which you can use 24/7 to order any of our products that I say are live now on our online catalogue. And if you have any questions, then please do drop me a message. Thanks for watching. Bye.